Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. And today, we finna react to Watchmojo is crashing out. Watchmojo is tired of everybody talking about them. They getting upset now.
Pull up in front of my house. Matter of fact, you ain't even gotta pull up in front of my house. Pull up in front of the motherfucking precinct and let's bang out. Right down the block. You know where it's at. You study my whole neighborhood. Or pull up in front of the Kmart and let's bang out and let's do it on camera. I throw my life away and you throw your life away right now. Right now. Let's do it for the camera. Right now. And if you win, I'll make sure I got like $70,000 in my pocket. If you body me, you can take the money. Right now. I hate you, nigga. Let's die.
Watchmojo says, stop playing with my name. All three of y'all. I ain't gonna say it no more.
Stop playing with my name.
Let's
I ain't
go
gonna
right
say
on
it no Nigga, when my name come up, respect it.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all. Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
Watchmojo out here getting in they feelings, dog. That's crazy, gang. Watchmojo, what's going on, man? Why y'all out here tripping, dog? Come on, dog. Y'all better than this. Y'all supposed to embrace the hate, man, that comes y'all way. Y'all know y'all AI slop. Y'all know y'all do things that y'all know y'all inaccurate. Like people was pointing out to me that that last Watchmojo video I watched about the songs that were for certain artists, but that were for certain artists. Apparently, y'all was putting out false information. Hey, man. That's what happens when y'all put out false information. People go get on your ass. Can't be mad at that. Can't get mad at that. But hey, it is what it is, though. Sometimes Watchmojo got some interesting content for me to react to. But for the most part, I do understand where the criticism comes from for them.
What they put on your sandwich?
Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
But anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into this.
From millions of views every other video a decade ago, to thousands in 2026, plagiarism to recycled content, from being the most subscribed channel in Canada in 2016 to being the 6th most subscribed channel. Wow, really got him there. Welcome to Watchvoyan, and today, we're counting down the top 10 reasons Watchmojo fell off. And the top 10 reasons that's a good thing.
Who threw this at me? Oh, dude. You. Why would you throw something?
10. Just kidding, I'm not writing this out. Sorry, cut it back, cut it back. As YouTube continued to grow as a platform in the 2010s, we began to witness the holy miracle of the content farm. They had existed long before this, but thanks to things like cable cutting and the partner program. I mean, just imagine having kids. You could pay Time Warner Cable $100 a month so your kids can watch Nickelodeon, or hand them a tablet with all their favorite YouTubers on it for free. Kids playing with toys, fake pranks, Elsa and Spider-Man resetting their Wi-Fi. Kids love YouTubers, and unfortunately vice versa. Thus, YouTube began to prove itself as a source of much, in all senses, cheaper entertainment. Cable television would continue to lose numbers, especially with youth. The future was internet, but there was just one problem. TV is media that has been filtered through businesses, writers' rooms, commissioners, networks, multiple levels of oversight, all to create entertainment that can be as appealable to as large of a group as possible and at a...
If YouTube was smart, they would try to at least make YouTube they YouTube cable service. They would at least try to knock that down to like $50, bro. I'll pay $50 for some cable now. But when you charge a damn near the cable prices, yeah, I don't want it.
Consistent rate. Its entire goal is to attract and retain viewers by delivering content that is engaging or emotionally compelling. But YouTube is YouTube is chaos. And that's the best part about it. Before the website was an algorithm-driven industry, it was just a community that kinda existed on its own terms. Money and jobs could happen, but they were distant. There was no grind. The word influencer was an illness with an accent. Uploading something meant you did it to do it, probably because you liked doing it and for minimal outside reasons. The joy of YouTube in a pre-2010 world was that it all felt intrinsic, and I know it was, because how the fuck else would YouTube poops have come into existence?
Time to really explode.
specifically emphasized by its first 3 letters in the classic old slogan. It was a medium for whoever to make whatever, and for their very own why ever. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll realize that that is the beauty of it, but for the sake of structure and keeping in the early 2010s, understand that with so many cable TV refugees, there was a large appetite for scripted, produced, studio-made, standardized entertainment, and YouTube would reward anyone who was going to make it. And saddle up, partner, because they fucking made it. From this point to now, we saw the platform transform in all sorts of ways, where the most popular videos in the first few years of YouTube were just everyday life, webcam rants, home sketch comedy. Videos were made by real people of varying opinions and degrees of skill. If they weren't interesting, they were at least cool insights into the raw ways of life other people experience. Today, those same videos are no longer made, and if they are, you can find them buried under a homepage of trending, recommended, and search results of things you didn't search for. It all feels very corporatized with above-average productions, 100 students debate their teacher, talk show segments, Real Cop plays GTA, Real Psychopath plays Doki Doki I went on a tangent, didn't I? So what happens when you combine the rapidly expanding YouTube audience hungry for manufactured content reminiscent of their expensive cable-based forefathers with the 2010 social media rise of the listicle?
Welcome to Watchmojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 deaths in movies.
You get base, duh. If this were a puff piece, I would say Watchmojo was genius. Fuck it, I'll still say they're genius for commodifying and oversaturating something as basic as numeric opinion expression, even though that's why I hate... We'll get to that. But I mean, the internet at this point had created the perfect conditions for something like this to happen. Digital primordial soup, and this is the company that crawls out of it. For their first 6 years after launching, Watchmojo did pretty much nothing. They just sat there burning money, or whatever they do in Montreal, I guess, make potholes for fun. You could find videos about basically anything on their YouTube channel, recipes, fashion, gaming, travel. It's the very same company we know today dipping their fingers everywhere, but just with this aimless EI feel, like something that would be on TV at an urgent care. They even had top 10s in this period, but they did not look like the Watchmojo top 10s that would arrive shortly after.
Number 3 is Zelda. Now, Zelda. Do I have to say so much more? I mean, come on. Who doesn't
Clearly, you don't play Zelda.
remember women?
By the end
Clearly, you don't play Zelda.
of 2011, early 2012, Watchmojo had an idea. Less effort. They didn't need top 10s with a personality on camera and an EB Games. What are they trying to get on G4? They just needed some non-original footage, a voiceover, maybe a music track. Just choose any random topic ever. Okay, throw me some numbers. You'll always have to back it up, but people are far more interested in the number than the reason, at least with this setup. And if they tied it back to the community, it would be used to represent as many people as possible. Nobody could ever be mad, except they still would be, because it's the internet. Boom, free engagement, comments galore. More people end up on their website to try and turn the tide of opinion in their favor and get lists they want to see made. Shit is low-key brilliant. They aren't alone with their list antics on YouTube. They aren't even alone on the internet, but their user tie-in that kept them nestled in so many communities. They were fueled entirely by suggestions on their website, only to then end up back in the suggestions on YouTube. Watchmojo invaded the related... Nope. It's kind of like rabies, man. Like, the minute you see a Watchmojo video in your suggested videos, say hi to my grandma for me. You cannot ask a person how they found Watchmojo, because they didn't. Watchmojo found them. Whether you were watching makeup tutorials or musical covers or tech unboxings, as long as you were on YouTube, Watchmojo had an adjacent list for that, actually like 50. I mean, again, these aren't hard videos to make. They could easily upload 6 of them a day, so why wait for a small creator? Okay, this seems like a good time to maybe go anecdotal. Hi, my name is Voyan, and I really like lists, and I really like gaming, and I really used to like Watchmojo. And you may have seen my videos, but have you seen my comments? Because I really hope you haven't. If you've been on a Watchmojo video between like these years, you might even scroll down and find some guy with the actual worst take. I mean, you've already found him, but in ancient text format, Voyan hieroglyphs. I have been on the internet a long time, almost 2/3 of my life, and long before a grown age of reason. And this whole digital footprint thing can be kind of funny at times. Anyways, yeah, I used to watch a lot of Watchmojo. In 2011, my dad decided that Netflix and YouTube could carry our family far enough, and he canceled our cable. Thankfully, there was lots to watch on Netflix. I was a teenager then, into shows like Breaking Bad or How I Met Your Mother. But as a gamer, I wanted to watch game stuff, damn it. I grew up isolated in rural New York, so as a kid who played a lot of games that I couldn't always talk about with the people around me, the internet was awesome. I was spending way more time on YouTube, becoming fans of channels like John Tron and Peanut Butter Gamer. Maybe you can tell from my editing or humor, but I was very specifically drawn to those channels for their top 10s. Also, shout out Josh Scorcher. But they were only uploading between every couple of weeks and every couple of months. Discovering Watchmojo, who was pumping out out 6 videos a day with like 1 or 2 topics that I had stake in. Holy sh! They weren't super comedic, but they had clean equipment and editing behind these videos. They could be held to a standard. Their format was easy to follow. Their videos were always like 10 or so minutes, so each entry got a solid minute, no yapping, no speeding. And because they presented themselves so straightforward and through so many categories, it was real easy group tube. Me and my roommates could all sit down.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. First Watchmojo video I think I've ever watched was a video game video that they uploaded. And this was back in like 2013, I want to say. And I watched it and I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, all that shit just started popping up in my algorithm. I ignored every single video. I was not interested in their channel. I didn't watch their channel again until niggas started saying you should react to some Watchmojo. Niggas started putting Watchmojo videos in the chat and say, hey, watch this, bro. Watch this, bro. This is interesting, bro. And this is the only reason why I've been watching Watchmojo, bro. Because y'all niggas fuck with it. If y'all niggas didn't fuck with it, trust me, I wouldn't be watching it. But y'all fuck with it, so I watch it.
With a meal and enjoy a Watchmojo video and then argue with each other over whether or not we agreed with their rankings. Honestly, magnificent times. I really did like what they had going, but after like 2 or 3 years of watching this channel pretty often, I had a spiritual awakening, and I realized Watchmojo cared more about us than they did themselves. Absolutely fucking disgusting quality. So many times I would finish a list and think to myself, where is the drive here? Did Watchmojo just say this to say it? Kind of like when you see brands start trying to participate in memes and it's like, oh, you pathetic prom date ass company, you don't care about the meme, you're just trying to turn a profit. A lot of people seem to recognize that Watchmojo was immediately out of the gate. The first video I ever saw from them was top 10 Nintendo fails, and it was
Number 10, the 3DS.
got a big ass dislike bar, which I think could just be because people actually like to stick up for Nintendo at the time, but maybe because Watchmojo isn't really complaining about anything the community hasn't heard already for the entire decade prior. Really, it was just routine negativity, not presented in a way that's fun, exciting, or humorous, nor are they hitting us with any hot takes or opinions. Maybe let's see what they can do on a positive, praise intended, happy video. Here we go, top 10 horror themed video games.
Number 2, Mortal Kombat series.
All right, top 10 modern video game musical themes. Whew, y'all hate anything. All right, how about this? Couple years in the future, top 10 anime series. People love anime. How can anyone be sad about anime?
Number 10, Pokemon.
I gotta stop him! Squirtle! I choose you!
The awesome Pokemon video game.
Stupid! Use your common sense.
All right, okay, all right.
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 things to know about Lil Tay.
Really?
Watchmojo, I don't know if I need to know anything about.
And today we're counting down.
Exactly. We don't know nothing about no little kids, bro. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Hey, Watchmojo, what y'all got going on over there, bro? Who the fuck wants to know about a little kid, bro? Y'all doing what's going on over there, bro?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Hell no.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Y'all over there keeping on little kids, got a whole top 10 dedicated to little kids. What the fuck?
When you say teenage, how are we talking? Girls who are teenagers.
Our picks for the top 10 NFTs of 2021.
All right, hold on a minute. What are we trying to?
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 AI generated songs.
And today we're looking at the cringiest uses of AI that left us saying, seriously? This is the future?
Welcome to Watchmojo.
Hey, yo, what
Today
the
we're counting
fuck?
down our picks for the top 10 cartoons brought to live action by AI.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. Now, for the love of fuck.
Number 1.
Joker here. Hey, yo, what the fuck?
The rage bait. Use a thumbnail that contradicts the title. Guys, I kind of feel like they don't know what they're talking about here. And this is not what I am supposed to be covering in this video, but I'm a mandated bitcher. If they had chosen Persona 3 or 4 protagonists for this thumbnail as a company based out of North America, you could make the argument. But Persona 5 is the first game to drop the prefix on top of all the other reasons that Persona 5 is not Shin Megami Tensei. It is Megami Tensei. Ain't nothing Shin about it, though. Deleting this one word would help the case so much. But even if Watchmojo knew that, and I suspect they did with someone like Todd Haberkorn on narration, generation. Why sacrifice the clicks? That is legendary rage bait. My body started moving on its own. God damn. Most people can recognize Joker, so they'll click on the video out of familiarity. And the SMT hard boys who have been subject to this comparison for years will also end up talking about it for a whole minute in their All right, anyway. Misinformation is likely at play here, but I think it's more a case of misrepresentation. And I know they have writers, editors, researchers, but it's almost like a company with the goal of churning out as much content as possible with as little connection to the stuff they are speaking on has no business talking about Shin Megami Tensei. LARP Mojo. While it is tied back to community suggestions, we've heard some stories about faceless editors deciding to hijack the final count. This is surprising to literally no one. It is also probably why there's been so many memes over the years about Watchmojo. They get ridiculed endlessly. But here's the thing about this company. They are a company. This could have played out differently if it were a solo creator, but we got a whole ass .com in the channel, so duh. If it's not obvious by now, they aren't gonna feel shame and leave the internet or apologize because people are blasting them for having ass opinions or being wrong. They're just gonna laugh at themselves with everyone else and then hopefully, if they are lucky, continue to have more ass opinions that keep them being talked about. Top 10 times Watchmojo got it wrong in 2021, 2022. Top 10 Watchmojo lists that have aged the poorest, the best of the worst of Watchmojo. Hour-long video, by the way. It is a machine so unwilling to quit that it will cannibalize itself and regenerate stronger. This type of social media strategy is called, I think it's called flooding the market, but I call it brute forcing the algorithm, where you just create so much it has a higher chance of ending up in front of people regardless of quality. I'm not gonna say old YouTube was lined with pristine works of art, the everyday masterpiece that is gallon smashing. But Watchmojo is cheap conveyor belt entertainment, literally just designed for the passing of time. At least I can say I took lessons home from gallon smashing. Cause what is uploading 6 times a day even worth? Are we just looking at a snapshot of a spinning wheel from a different angle every single time? Going back to the Nintendo fails video from a moment ago, if this video was made just a year later, there would be no 3DS, there would be maybe the Wii, kind of early. 5 years later and you'd have the amiibo shortage, the insane YouTube policing. 10 years later and you'd have Joy-Con drift. Also, why am I fucking entertaining the if? It's Watchmojo. Of course they made that video twice. When it comes to Watchmojo, nothing is ever set in stone. To be fair, nothing really is ever set in stone, but it's sort of this unspoken top 10 rule that you kind of gotta act like it is. I waited to make my top 50 3DS games video until both the console was definitely dead and I had played most of what I wanted to. I could play more 3DS games in the future and revise the list. Sure, I gotta get through Radiant Historia at some point, but unless something really moves me, I don't super want to do that. When making my hardest part in every Zelda game video, I had to replay like 11 of those bitches for footage or to be totally certain on my selections. That was a lot of work. It took me like half the summer, but I was thorough because I don't want to fucking do that again. Does Echoes of Wisdom exist now? Yeah, and I could update the list and probably talk about... Honestly, the final boss in that game was pretty rough, but I did my best then so I wouldn't have to. There's so many videos I want to make. I don't want to do that again, so I did my best to be as definitive as possible. I believe I owe that to you, beloved viewer, who is spending the currency that is your attention span on me. Watchmojo, on the other hand, praise on the recycle. They are thrilled about the lack of permanence. They love making the same video twice, 3 times, 4 times. Here's a fun example, audience. Watchmojo did the best games of the year 2014 through 2017, and these lists are innocent enough. But in 2018, they had the best games of the year so far, which came out in August. And then, of course, 4 months later, they had the best games of 2018, period, where many from the August list got booted because a certain thing called the holiday window exists. It completely renders the August list kind of useless unless you want to know the best games from 2018 in a pre-Smash Ultimate Red Dead 2 entanglement, but it's hard now to want to watch their list, knowing they could just grind it up to dust at any point in the future with a new one. They did the same thing in 2019, they did the same thing in 2020. They've gradually moved the frame back so that it's a bit more even from 2022 through 2024. They put the so far list out in June, at least for the top 10 games of the year, and June is 6 months into the year, so it's perfectly in half. You know, they could just call it the top 10 games of the first half of 2020X and then do the second half in December, but they don't, because they want you to watch their twice, and that's just for the yearly lists. The so far videos are at least honest in implying that there will be more to come. Are you guys ready for the Psychosis demo? Top 10 actors most difficult to work with. Another top 10 actors most difficult to work with. Top 20 most difficult. Top 30 most difficult actors. Top 10.
Yep, this has become a problem because, bruh, after I did the One Hit Wonders video, all of a sudden they started dropping 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm like, all right, bro, now you just milking a topic. Like, if y'all ain't got no more topics, just say you ain't got no more topics. I understand it's a company, you got to get into the algorithm, but dog, you are milking the fuck out of this one topic. You telling me out of all the videos y'all can make in a day, or in a week, a month. Tell me you ain't got no better ideas than to just milk the ones that you already came out with. That's crazy. I'm not watching that shit.
Difficult actors. Top 10 most difficult actors. Another top 10 most difficult actors. Top 20 actors who were most difficult actors that have an infamous reputation for complaining or just generally being difficult to work with. Thank
God I'm not one of those self-proclaimed good YouTubers who would like actually sit through all of that stuff and I can just talk about it, right? Like I don't have to watch this. I can just talk about it. I can just talk. So the first list is a top 10 regular, and then they found more and hit us with another top 10. Nothing wrong with that. The top 20 is like a combined list, just those first two videos mashed together with a few dialogue changes, you know, enhanced port, HD plus deluxe type shit. The top 30 is the same as the top 20, but they've added 10 more entries at the beginning, and you'll never believe what the top 50 is. Also, there's a quickie, a pre-short form era under 2-minute list with 0 voice lines. It's just kind of the ranking itself. Mind you, though, I'm not really on TikTok or other short form.
I gotta use the bathroom, and that's bad because this is not. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm coming right back. I just gotta use the bathroom real quick. Hold on. I'll put something on real quick, and I'll come right back. I gotta use the bathroom. All right.
Content places, and I'm told they are going just as nuts over there, so this entire video is without me getting into that because my sanity is running like GTA 6 on a 1030. Here's the top 20 worst live performances of all time in October of 2024, less than a year later, the top 30 in September of 2025, and in February of 2026, the top 50. This is in the duration of 16 months. In January of 2026, they also did the top 30 best and worst of all time, and you know what? Credit to Rebecca because she at least re-recorded the whole thing, even though the script is the same.
It quickly became known as one of the worst covers of the anthem, with Roseanne Barr even claiming her infamous performance was better in comparison.
But the real kicker is that the newest entry on any of these lists happened in 2023, 1 year before the first time they started this entire line of discussion. They could have started with the top 50 if they really did their research then, but they didn't want to. They wanted to sell you the same video 4 times. What is the fucking point? Quantity over quality is in fact the point. And if it's not upsetting enough how little they care about what they're talking about, it should at least be upsetting that they can't even do it all in one concise video so as to not waste your time. I'm sure down the line they'll have a top 100 worst performances since they've done those. Put that one scene from SpongeBob with King Neptune making 1,000 patties and he's like taking care of the That's a good scene because King Neptune can create effortlessly and endlessly without any regard for the fry cook prowess, but SpongeBob uses a special ingredient, love, to create only one patty that is far more. Am I really explaining SpongeBob right now? One of the first JonTron videos I ever saw was the top 10 video game commercials. This is what happens when an opinion reaches maturity and becomes a creation. He made this whole video funny, like he always is, talking about the weird conceptual PS3 commercials or how hard the 90s Super Nintendo commercials had to try to make 16 bits look like it was going to get you laid, weird ads. Every time it appears before me in my canon life, I will still say, "Fucking Sponge Cake!" It's hilarious and informative, as all JonTron videos are, or I don't know, I kind of stopped keeping up as much with him after he stopped talking about video games, which is kind of ironic because this is the first video I've made not solely related to video games. Anyway, the video continues in humor all the way through, but when he hits number 1, the tone completely shifts. Because his number 1 choice is the Halo 3 Believe ad, an emotional pick that should disrupt the flow of the video, but you can tell John loves it so much that making jokes or playing silly music would undermine its value, and that's not what you do to your favorite video game commercial. So he says a couple words and leaves us with it, and the video ends. There's passion and meaning behind this, and you only need to see the editing to realize that this is rooted in someone's personal perspective, someone's humanity. No one else would ever risk the chance to completely destroy everything the video built up towards, altering the mood and distancing the viewer. But the only reason it's memorable to me and many others is because it did, impacting us in a similar way that said commercial impacted John. Okay, Watchmojo, now let's see those top 10 mass shootings in the United States.
And today we'll be counting down 10 of the most infamous mass shootings in United States history.
Yeah.
Why? Who would want to sit through a video of that? Like that ass. Who would really want to sit through a video of that?
What they put on your sandwich? Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
You could probably make this list, and I say that because several hundred people have in the time since. There's also been, unfortunately, many more shootings. The problem with Watchmojo's squeaky clean cookie cutter format is that you can't do this type of video justice without heavily altering a lot of the format to be, I guess, a bit more respectful, sensitive, slow, but not even the titling would allow that. I mean, just the word top insinuates that there is a favorable choice, much like all of the other content on your channel, unless this is going statistically, which there's no indication of that. It doesn't appear to be based on subtext, and yes, I am being very careful because of YouTube. Maybe that's why they changed the title a couple years back, but by all means, in most cases, you are allowed allowed to have a favorite. To have a top 10 is to have a number 1, and to have a number 1, for many of us, that's why we're here in the first place. It's funny to me that the very same reason I was drawn to Watchmojo was the very same reason I started to prefer other creators. Because it's the same for so many of their lists, doing these plot twists, deflates, or reversals, and it often results in many people slamming them in the comments. I remember the top 10 scariest songs in video games. It ends with Super Paper Mario. Now, I don't disagree that this song is scary, but okay, maybe it didn't deserve number 1. But if it did, there are better ways to reveal this as the number 1 song than with every other entry on the list of talking breaks of gameplay footage with audio and more talking. You could say that this is a scarier song because it plays in a franchise where you'd least expect it. One could visually represent this by playing a montage of games with this audio over it before finally settling on Super Paper Mario, the game it's actually from. Creatively, you have so many tools other than just numbers to frame your point of view, but oh, that's right, it's not your point of view, it's other people's. You're just the company here to make money off of it by throwing it back to them, recycling and plagiarizing the passion of other people's experiences.
My top 10 favorite games of all time. So, a couple might surprise you, but here we go. Okay, game number 10 would be Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal.
If I had seen this video in my Watchmojo phase, I would have thought it to be understimulating, boring. Even for 2009, there's videos that have had much more work put into them than a guy talking to a camera in his attic. But after watching all of what I just watched above, I'm in a weird spot. There is this strange, even intimate charm to just hearing and more importantly, watching someone talk about their favorite games, where you never know what Cirrus God is going to pull out next, and yet I'm so intrigued to learn. He never shows any footage, never are there any JPEGs on the screen or music to back any of it. None of this is covered by a script, I'm pretty sure. But in place of that, you have just an attic sesh with what seems to be a really chill dude discussing games.
Warhawk, if you haven't heard this game, I'll kill you.
It's just so refreshing to hear the honest opinion of someone, but straight from that someone, not with the intention of clicks or views or being one of a gazillion uploads in a day, just a person happy to talk about the things that made them happy. What Watchmojo did was not only saturate the market of top 10s, but take away from the humanity behind it, because the countdown numbers were only half the appeal, but the reason why things are in the order they are is different from human to human. I got tired of the automation. I got tired of people who cared more about the video than the games they were discussing, tired of people reciting opinions completely out of their possession. I like when people have actually played or watched or read or listened to whatever they are talking about. Not that you technically need to, but if you haven't, then why bother at all? If a person really loves or hates something, if it's moved them in any significant way, I promise you, they will make that clear in their representation of it. Those feelings are worth way more than any pile of money, and I'm choosing that video always. Watchmojo lists and everything being discussed in them are entirely for the purpose of entertainment and generating clicks. Fuck that. I want to know what you think and how you feel, because that is where the magic happens. Individuality, life experiences, opinions, and the ability to communicate that to others is what it means to be human. And in this digital ecosystem, trust me, we are going to need to hold on to that humanity. And as a wise man once said, I think, therefore I am a twink. See what I'm saying? This whole human free will goes a long way sometimes. Watchmojo is the same way. When people say they felt like AI slop before AI slop, it's probably because they're stuck in that same uncanny valley, trying so hard to connect with us, to capture our attention span, but all under the false motive of screen time. They don't care about the top 10 JRPGs. I'd bet both my testicles this guy has never even heard of Chrono Trigger, but saying it's the best will continue that sweet rev stream. They don't care about the scariest anime, or maybe they really do, since they've made that video 10 fucking times. I am not kidding. Today, the traffic on Watchmojo is pretty minimal. They're still uploading like 7 times a day. They've spun several offshoot channels and also short form content. They've got a podcast. They've got some AI thumbnails. They even dip into politics. That doesn't surprise me. The entire channel is built on bait. Yet views are a shell of what they once were. It seemed people finally realized that they were being peddled boneless content with zero credibility and left it all behind. But I believe that's what makes this ending more bittersweet than happy, because now we've crossed the event horizon of industrializing content. This ties into a deeper cynical problem that I have with today's internet, where nothing feels like it can be taken at face value anymore. YouTube content getting recycled or plagiarized, posts on Facebook or Twitter getting recycled or plagiarized, or as undisclosed AI. So many things exist on the internet that people do not care about the intention or ethical sourcing of it. They just want something to look at. Watchmojo knows that. I mean, even I've been plagiarized twice in my YouTube career, one of which resulted in a takedown. What I've realized is that the best security against plagiarism is to make something so signaturely yours it cannot be traced anywhere else, and that's what we should be doing on YouTube. Opinions are expressions, they are reflections, they are who we are, so wield that because it's your identity. Make it more you. Broadcast yourself. Weirdest format update announcement ever. I've never really been one for wanting to show my face in my videos, because I always thought it was just easier to show you what I'm talking about versus show you me talking about it. Humor and focus and how all of it conveys is just a little bit different. And even me too, because I keep looking over there to make sure I'm getting the perfect shot on the laptop. So I can't promise I'll continue doing this in the future, but I would say it's one way to make my videos more me, and especially this one. Can't plagiarize this and change it into a different language and then block me on Twitter, bitch. I'll end the video by saying that I'm actually thankful to Watchmojo. In a strange way, they're responsible for all of this, because seeing those same lifeless portrayal of topics that meant so much to me pushed me to finally come here and claim them for myself. I made my account in December of 2011, which is the same month they uploaded that top 10 Nintendo fails video. And I have kept my Persona 4, I'm sorry, my Shin Megami Tensei profile picture ever since as a badge to show you that before I am any kind of YouTuber or content creator, I am a fucking fan of Persona 4. I love it to the ends of my online identity. But I'm probably going to change it soon. Persona 4, MN Osagiri, that's copyrighted material, and of which I've had many run-ins recently. So yeah, look forward to that change soon, because 100K has put a lot more eyes on me. Although I don't know why you would believe me now. I don't really have much more to say. It's 8:40 a.m. I'm scraggly, I'm sniffly, my voice is a little bit, it's still kind of waking.
All right, man. All right. Anyway, so I don't really want to dive into the video. I believe, yes. I believe Watchmojo, right here, as you can see, Watchmojo, they fucking commented under this and crashed the fuck out. They said, the day no one talks about you is the day you are irrelevant, so thank you. Okay, never heard of your channel. And I admit, I didn't see the video, but a few points. Wow, so they already exposed themselves. Watchmojo, come on, dog. Come on, Watchmojo.
What they put on your sandwich? Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
Come on, Watchmojo.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Watchmojo.
What they put on your sandwich? Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
You didn't watch the video, but you had the audacity to comment on it. Oh my god, and he didn't even really shit on y'all like that. He just pointed out that y'all he just pointed out y'all downfall and how you've deteriorated over the years. But he still admires and respects y'all because y'all still are, to him, an interesting Wow, Watchmojo. Oh my god. Hey, Amir, you used to work for these niggas, right? Amir used to work for Watchmojo once upon a time. I see why you left. Oh my god. In 2006, when we started, we were obviously a bit ahead of the curve. In 2012, when every channel was some vloggers sitting on the couch, we mastered our signature style. And many cried as it looked more like VH1, MTV, ESPN, and not what the vocal minority viewed as YouTube content. I'm assuming that they only watched the first couple of they probably watched like the first 10 minutes of this video and cut it off. They had to, bro. They only had to watch like the first 5-7 minutes of this video and cut it off. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no fucking way. The challenge in media is staying relevant, keeping your audience guessing. Companies like BuzzFeed, Vice, and Fox, whatever you call them, and channels inspire themselves by us by their own admission. All came and went. We managed to both keep our OG fans happy and innovate. If by downfall you mean being a survivor, oh my god. Being a survivor, having 100 plus FTE, I don't know what the fuck that means, who earned their livings with us, then I will take it. Also, this may be inside baseball, but you are aware that a VOD is YouTube 1.0 and the platform has evolved, right? I could break it down to you. I could break it down for you, but why bother? And viewers are spending nearly an hour per watch session watching our content. We are into ways that matter more than ever before. As per Sound Mojo again, think of 2012 when the vocal minority whined and then we got the last lap. But wow. Haters, envious, jealous people are fuel to our fire. Wow. The tone deafness of Watchmojo is crazy. They brought up their numbers to prove that, bro, and didn't even watch the video, but you brought up your numbers to try to prove a point. Yo, Watchmojo, you gotta chill, bro. Because if you watch the whole video through, you would see that he really wasn't shitting on y'all. Hey, Watchmojo, y'all just showing your ass. And this is why I say, this is why people be on your ass, Watchmojo. This is why I be on your ass. This is why other people that watch me react to y'all content be on y'all ass. Like, bruh, y'all gotta stop this.
What they put on your sandwich? Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Yo, Watchmojo, y'all crashing out on a video that you did not even watch is crazy work. It's crazy. That's crazy. Watchmojo, y'all really crashed out, bruh. I don't know if I can look at y'all the same. I mean, it wasn't much to look at to begin with, but still. I mean, every now and again, y'all drop some interesting content that I like to go through. But this right here, this not it. This is not it, my guy. This is not it. This ain't what we supposed to be doing.
Cracker ass cracker, cracker ass cracker, cracker ass cracker.
That's not what we supposed to be doing here. Come on, Watchmojo.
What they put on your sandwich? Too much goddamn mayonnaise.
But I digress, though. Watchmojo, do you? This is sad. This is sad. But anyways, though, that just go about do it for this one. Watchmojo, why? Why would you do that? If you watch the video, in its entirety, he really didn't shit on y'all like that. Y'all got super defensive, brought up y'all numbers, and said, "We still in the game. We still here. What you talking about? Don't ever question us. We still them dudes over here." All right, brother. Y'all might still be relevant to the people that may still want to watch your shit whenever you put something interesting out. But let's be for real, you don't have a good reputation when it comes to these internet streamers. It just is what it is. I digress. But anyways, though, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, deuces.